you should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't. Thank you very much.
What is it?
I heard the CEO of Bed Bath & Beyond signed Preston's shower door.
Susan E. Gove? Are you me?
I just said it. But what I want to get into is, I want to get into like the bigger picture of how this stuff is all connected.
I want to get into like the bigger picture of how this stuff is all connected. How this stuff is all connected.
Because when you're talking about like really elite levels, the name of the game is blackmail. So they want something on you that they can hold over your head so they can basically own you and tell you what to do. And they film it. And then they own you. So that's what runs the whole system basically. They want compromised people because they're easy to control. And a lot of people, they'll just go along with it and do whatever just for fame or money or accolades or any of that stuff. I don't understand it. Some people are just like really into the evil shit.
Oh yeah, we are here.
But I'm sure everyone is having their victory laps. It doesn't make me go away, and it doesn't stop the fact that you guys are all broken, poor, and lost your money chasing shitco companies.
Oh, some people are on social media to do shit like this, like what Bill Pulte's doing, but I built quite the network, so.
I built quite the network, so.
I think they're going to be also quite surprised that A.M.E talking about the connections she's got. Find out really quick that I'm not some hopeless victim.
Find out really quick that I'm not some
hopeless
victim.
What were they asking for anyways? Communications from Twitter?
Oh yeah, Twitter communications. Shit, I wonder how that one's gonna work out.
They're all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. Whoopsies. I don't have any documents to give you anymore. Thanks for reminding me of that, Platinum, because that's like the funniest thing of this whole fucking thing.
It is so
you want my communications between me and A.M.E, me and Doug, me and Brandon Bones, me and Vlad playing, me and Torch, me and fucking all these people who the only communications for the most part I had is on Twitter, and they're all fucking gone.
Who the only communications for the most part I had is on Twitter, and they're all fucking gone.
Of GameStop, it was great. On Squawk, interesting, kind of an awkward interview, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking about Root Canal or Ryan Cohen. I should have gone Root Canal. It would have been a little less painful. You know what? You put the dam in your mouth and put me under. Yesterday I was put under for procedure, and I said, "Wow, I'll tell you, I want to be put under for Ryan Cohen." It would help. By the way, here's a little thing for Ryan. When you come on to pump something, there's no give without a get. You don't come on and say, "Listen, I want to sell this thing," and then treat our people like they are like that.
It was fine. He was there to promote a charity auction.
Yeah, we have to be pleasant.
But he actually talked about Bitcoin a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Take a listen to that.
We made an investment of just over $500 million into Bitcoin, and I look at it as a hedge against inflation and global money printing, and we'll see what happens.
This is that new group of people like Alex Park. They have contempt for us in the media. They think that we don't study. They think that we don't know things. They think that we are talking heads.
Well, look at the president and how he views media, legacy media.
Yeah, the president though.
Yeah,
no, these people have a level of contempt for us that is really shocking. I feel like to tell these guys, listen, I don't know who you think you are. I don't know what you think you can do. But we have a particular set of skills that are really, if we want to be a nightmare for people like this. Because they don't have a show. When these guys give me this, and they're like, you can't say that. You can't. Listen, I'll watch what time's your show on? I'll put your show on. Mine's on at 6 and 9. What time's your show?
You said you watch YouTube? They have shows.
Oh, well, YouTube. I watch NFL. YouTube.
Speaking of which,
people like the contempt that they have. It's like, okay, all right, go on another damn show. I don't care. Go on Joe Rogan. I don't know. Go on that guy who's in Maine in his basement there, the Tucker.
Is this a company or stock, I should say, that's running on its fundamentals, or is it just running on the narrative that Ryan Cohen, I guess at some point articulated, though not on a conference call?
I'd say neither. It's a cult, so it's not a narrative. It's running on a dream that the guy who took on pet food retail can do the same with video game retail, but nobody knows how or why. And the big difference, I think, between the two businesses is you can't download dog food. I have 110 pounds worth of dog here. I have two of them. They go through 30 pounds of food a month, and I have to keep buying food. So I can't get that digitally downloaded to my PC. It has to be physically purchased and delivered. And so Chewy made sense. GameStop makes no sense. You can digitally download any game. There is no game that is an exclusive physical. You can't download a console, so they did a little bit better than we expected on console sales. But the fact is that the digital downloads are growing in share of overall sales every quarter, and that's going to continue. So the game cult is going to get burned.
And I'm trying, and just my fairness, I'm trying to keep an open mind about this. I understand this is sort of a different breed of investor, and for that matter, a different breed of management when it comes to Ryan and the way that he does things here. But as you sort of analyze this company here, is there any path for it to be something more than what it is right now? Even if he hasn't been articulated by Ryan Cohen, but is there anything in your mind that you see?
The path is to pull a Netflix. They were in a terrible, DVD by mail business, and Reed Hastings is a visionary. And in 2007, he pivoted to streaming before anybody even knew what streaming was. So, and at the time, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was great for 2 or 3 years, but then I just never thought they'd take on the big media companies. And in fact, they won. So if Ryan Cohen came up with something like that, I would be open-minded as well. His strategy, which he never revealed, was be like Amazon. And I say that because he hired 3 Amazon people to be in his top 3 C-level positions, and then he proceeded to fire 2 of them, and 1 quit after 7 months. So they now have 0 Amazon people. And the reason he never revealed his November 2020 strategy is that he's embarrassed because they're not executing on it. There is no strategy. So if they pivot to NFTs, as Bailey said, and by the way, I second your comment, Bailey is the best. If they pivoted to NFTs and that worked, I would be open-minded and give them credit. It didn't work. They're getting out of it. What can they pivot to? It's not collectibles. That was down 23%. They got nothing. They got a so-called visionary CEO who won't let you know what his vision is, followed by a cult. He's the Pied Piper heading off the cliff.
The 2 other people who are prominent in this phase of my life are Kent Evans, who tragically dies when I'm in 11th grade, and then Paul, who was 2 years ahead of me at Lakeside, but then after Kent is killed, he comes back and helps me with the scheduling program, and we got very intense in terms of, okay, we're going to start a company, when, what, from that summer of the scheduling, we kind of had that commitment.
Paul was also the person who introduced you to LSD.
That's right. He got me drunk. He gave me pot. This guy was a problem. Jimi Hendrix. He made me listen to that music.
I love it because you've got the multiple forces in your life with the people around you. Of course, your mom was this stabilizing force with high expectations. Your dad would ask, "Are you organized?" as his way of saying, "Do you have your life in order?" And Paul would ask, "Are you experienced?"
No, Paul loved handing me challenges, so the original thing, where that computer terminal is there and people are befuddled by it. I had done so well on a math exam that Paul was literally the one who said, "Oh yeah, you think you're so smart. Can you figure this thing out?" And kind of drew me into it. And I brought Kent along. And so that really, by the time a month or 2 had gone by, we were the super intense there all the time for people.
When I was 15 years old, I never even drank coffee. And I went to that summer, the summer after my dad died, I went to my house was in chaos, because my 11 siblings who are all, these, warring Irish kids who were, who were out of hand a lot of the time. And my mom trying to maintain control of them. And I went to a party for an elder brother of a friend of mine who had just been drafted to go to Vietnam. And he And it was a goodbye party for him. It ended up in a melee, and that guy ended up punching a cop, and he went to jail, and he didn't end up going to Vietnam. But I was hitchhiking home from that party, and an older boy picked me up, and who I knew, but not that well, and he offered me some LSD, and I had never taken any kind of drug before.
They think that we don't know things. I feel like to tell these guys, listen, I don't know who you think you are. I don't know what you think you can do. But we have a particular set of skills that are really, if we want to be a nightmare for people like this.